today out of Pittsburgh. Clean title. About 15,000 miles on the engine. It's got a bunch of aftermarket stuff on it. Has underglow, which I'll remove. Has some fake carbon stick-on stuff on the rear swing arm, which I'll remove. And had a steering stabilizer. Has aftermarket seat. Has a cage, which I'll also remove and throw in frame sliders at some point. The issue it has is some engine noise. Sounds like a chain of some sort, maybe a timing chain. Hopefully just the chain tensioner. So I guess we'll see whenever we get it back home. And get a chance to actually look at it. It definitely needs cleaned up. Fairly dirty. And just needs a little bit of attention. So definitely stoked for this project. And see how she goes. Hopefully get it on the road and just put some miles on it. This is the bike. Definitely needs some work. I don't know how this will. Anyways, definitely needs some work. Aesthetically, it's not everything I want, but it's what's product. Stabilizer mount. It has underglow. I started clipping and pulling it, and then I was like, oh yeah, I need to do it before video. But it has underglow. I'm going to pull the battery and throw it on a tender. The chain looks pretty rough. I can't see in the video, but it is all rusty. I need to get it cleaned up. It's got this carbon fiber sticker stuff on it. That's coming off for sure. I probably will pull this at some point. I need to pull this off and I'll remount that somehow. Got tape up here. It does have an M4 exhaust, which is pretty sweet. Racing cage. Has the reflective tape. Little dice. It's funny. Yeah, so that's the more or less overview of the bike right now. Yeah, that's it. So, and yeah, I'm gonna definitely do some work. Need to get a seat for the back. Pull this underglow out. Pull the tape off here. Get that all cleaned up. Give the bike a good wash. Drop the fluids in it, or at least the oil. And then probably gonna pull plastic for sure. All right, it has been deglowed. And then there's also something up here. It says, I don't know if you can see it. And there, XANTEC. I don't know what that is. It has something to do with voltage, output, temperature. So I'm not sure what that's about. I feel like it has something to do with the headlights, but I don't know. I have to dig into that. Alright, so I can't start it up yet because oil's low and I want to swap the oil out before I fire it up anyways, but I am going to go ahead and try to loosen the chain cam tensioner, the very top one, and then the middle one, and then slowly loosen the bottom one, and hopefully I hear a massive click. So we'll see if I'm successful. I will follow up after this video. Alright, I'm going to try this CCT technique of loosening the very top one and the middle one, and then slowly loosening the bottom one until it clicks. So these, alright, so that makes it click for me. Alright, well, that didn't work. I am going to go ahead and drain the oil now in the oil filter. I wiped out that pan, that way I can see anything that's in there that's fragments and shavings, stuff like that. And then I'm going to pull the oil filter as well. So let's see how that goes. Alright, so I just loosened the bolt. Obviously you can see some dust and stuff, but that's just from the outside of the bolt. Curious to see what this oil looks like and how much actually comes out. That's absolutely disgusting. Alright, so got to the oil filter. This nut stripped off. That was fun. Can't get your hand in there. Tried using a normal person oil filter wrench, like a vehicle. So then I had to resort to the smash a screwdriver through it method, which is not my favorite method. It's actually my least favorite method, but it was shown to be effective, other than cutting your fingers off and cutting any lines that it may run into. So, not a bunch of oil coming out of that oil filter. Like it's dripping down everywhere. Obviously there's some, as you can see, but not a ton, which is interesting to me. I had to beat the oil filter off, and that was fun. Not fun. So yeah, that was annoying. But I didn't make too terrible of a mess, which is fairly impressive. Alright, here we go. First startup. Oil changed. Troubleshot as much as I can. Here we go. Well, change of plans. You'll see. Engine's pulled.